Andariki namaskaramuలు. Shubhodayam. Today is the 12th day of yoga classes. This is part of certificate course on Sanaatana Dharma. Let us start with Vande Mataram and then proceed with yoga class. Request C.C. Babu Garu to sing Vande Mataram for all of us.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujala, Sufala, Malaya Jasitala, Sasya Syamala, Mataram, Vande Mataram. Subrajyosna pulakitayamini pullakusumita drumadala sobhini suhasini sumadurabhashini sukhadam varadam mataram vande mataram vande mataram.
Dhanyavad. Request Prabhu Garu to start.
Okay, today I'll repeat what I have shown yesterday, that is Thula Vaya. This is cardiac exercises. They are a little heavy, but they are good for health. So the first is Sarvanga Pushti. Stretch your legs maximum possible. And keep your hands with close fist right on the left. And start from left side, breathing in and stretching your legs and chest. Two times I did. Now we go for Kodak, number 2. Take deep breath, close fist. Jump while kicking the buttocks with legs and chest with hands and breathe out. Next is Urpagati. Deep breath. Next is Rekhagati. Take a point on a wall. Fix your gaze on that point. Without lifting the head, legs and closing eyes. Look at that point. Let the eyes burn and water come out. Once again, you can close after coming here, your eyes. And again, start. An eye exercise. When the eye comes, water comes in the eyes, it is purifying the eyes and improving the eyesight. The last item for Stula is Injan Down. Shavasana. Turn to the left. Center. Turn to the right. Center. Kavanamuktasanam. Left leg, right leg. Both legs. Put upon. Paschimottanasana, John sets off. Ardha Paschimottanasana or John sets off. John Shiras, touching head to the knee. Holding the toes. Bending the forward with breathing out. And the neck. Both legs. And also lying down and coming back. Vajrasana. You can sit on Vajrasana as long as you can. Even whole day, anytime you can sit. You can even eat food on Vajrasana or sit after eating food, but no bending forward after food. Shishankasana and Shuddha Vajrasana. As I told you, we have Atmatsyendrasana, Gopasana, Vikrasana, all on Vajrasana. I've already shown those things. They are there in the book. Then we go to Padmasana. And on Padmasana, we have bending forward is Yoga Mudra. Bending backwards is Matsyasana. You can bend forward either keeping the hands in front or keeping the hands. Then there are many asanas on Padmasana, including Dolasana, Bharvatasana, Utkodan, Mahaved, and Jivan Muktasana. I have already shown those things. I will not show them today yet. So we will go to other major asanas. Nadi Chakra Shuddhi, 4 asanas. The Uttanasana first, followed by Dhanurasana, followed by Chakrasana, and then finally Matsyasana once again. You have to lift your legs and head at the same time. Same height, breathing in and holding the breath, concentrate on that. Go for Dharma. Then you have Chakras, Ardha Chakras. Keep your hands back and lift, breathing in and hold. Lift all parts of the body. Hold the breath at the top. Shavasana, and breathe between two. And do Matsyasana once again. Elbows touching the ground, neck and back not touching the ground. normal breathing. Go to chest. Take deep breaths and relax as much as you can. Muscles and organs and deep. I'll show you a simple leg exercise by lying down. Keep the hands like this and take it. Touch the knee to the ground. Also move the neck to the other side. This is a good back stretch. Make it up now. So I was showing you some new asanas yesterday. Mayura Sarvanga Shalabha Bhujan, that is the sequence. And finally, I'll show you Shirshasana also. These are mature asanas. They're not exactly advanced asanas. Shirshasana is advanced, but more mature. Very important asanas, Sarvasana, Shirshasana. Very much. They are the core main asanas in the yoga, Hatha yoga. They are explained in all the textbooks and Sanskrit. In all yoga teachers teach them. I'll show you Mayurasana. Anati Sakala Rogadini, Gulmodarani Asanam Sri Mayuram, Adhikasana Bhuktam Hasmasat Purya, Asayasham, Janayati Jatarad, Jaraye Kala Bhuktam. The ultimate asana for digestive system, creating hunger. Arati Sakala Rogadini, Gulmodara, Gulma, abdominal hernia. Asanam Sri Mayuram, Adhikasana Bhuktam Bhasmasat Kurya. It will turn into ashes, whatever undigested food inside the stomach. Adhikasana Bhuktam Bhasmasat Kurya Asesham. Asesham, no remainder. Janayati Jatra Agni. It generates the hunger, power of hunger, fire. Jarayet Kalakutam. Even poison can be digested. Don't try poison. Don't try to take poison and then see, but it has that power. Go to Shavasana. Well, now Sarvangasana. Keep your hands and legs together and lift up the body, legs and up to the chest. Support body on the buttocks with your hands. Normal breathing. Close your eyes when the chin is touching the neck in the L shape of Sarvangasana. Now again do Matsyasana. This will neutralize the effects of Sarvangasana bending in the other direction. It does the bending in the opposite direction of the neck and the backbone, and therefore it will neutralize bad effects if any. It is compulsory to be performed after Sarvangasana immediately. Now go on to your chest. We do Shavasana and Bhujangasana and Satvasana and Kriya. Ayura Sarvangasana Bhujan. We have done Mayura, we have done Sarvangasana. Chala. Then grasshopper pose. I don't know on your back. Lift your legs one by one and go. Keep your hands inside your thigh. Okay, Tia, Tanku, Tia, exhaust breath. Finally, I'll go to Shirshasana and bring it back. As I told you, you have to take some towel or kerchief, make it into a on the rope, and wound it as a pad for the head, which should be on the top of forehead. Keep your hands on the center of the head. Your fan actually. Get up and sit down in Patnas. Take deep breaths from left and breathe out to right and breathe into right. Okay, now you must have learned almost all the items by now. You learned the entire Sukshma Vayama, 52 exercises on the top parts of the head, brain, right up to the toes. We just spent with the thumb and legs. First week I have taught you the entire Sukshma Vayama. There is a book on that, authored by me. That's the easiest way to keep fit. If you perform all those exercises, you can overcome all problems, any part of the body. Now, after Sukshma Vayama is completed, you go to Shavasana, adequate rest. If you don't do Shavasana in fit way, like I have noticed in some of the previous classes, there was no Shavasana being shown by some other teachers. This is not correct. If you don't practice Shavasana frequently, particularly at the end of Sukshma Vayama, end of specific asanas, or end of all asanas, if you don't practice adequate Shavasana, then you will have body pains. Whole day you will be suffering. It is very essential that you do Shavasana to recover from the strain introduced by the exercises of Sukshma or the asanas. So that's why I'm teaching Shavasana again and again and again. The body has to recover from the stress and strain of performing Sukshma or asanas. Only for pranayama, there is no need for Shavasana. There is no physical stress. And there is no mental stress. Shavasana can remove all stress, physical stress, mental stress, fatigue, exhaustion, tiredness. Just do Shavasana anytime, every time, the whole day. You will recover from all exhaustion, stress, or fatigue, or tiredness. So, after Sukshma and Shavasana, you can do Sthula. I've shown this Sthula yesterday and today. There are 5 exercises. Which are cardiac exercises, including jogging, running, and then engine down, and again Shavasana, and Sthula, compulsory. Until you recover your breath, deep breath, normal breath, you continue doing Shavasana. Is that point clear? Then after that, asanas have to be performed. And in between asanas, you can do Shavasana, short breaks every time. And in between, even longer time at the end of all asanas. And every asana, the sequence is important as much as the posture, as much as breathing. If you do wrongly, you will pay the price. You will have serious damaging effects. Any of these yoga techniques, if you do wrongly, opposite of what is being taught, then you will have serious health problems. You can fall sick, you can be admitted in hospital also. So don't do anything against opposite of what we are teaching. Do exactly that or don't do at all. If you don't do at all, then there is no problem. If you do something wrong, opposite of what we are teaching, then you will have serious problems. So don't do wrongly. You may not do perfectly, that's all right. You can keep on practicing. Practice makes perfect. As you practice more and more, you will be getting more and more perfection in the postures and asanas. But the sequence is important. You can drop some asanas in the sequence given in the book because you cannot do everything. But all important asanas you must do daily. You do Sukshma, Shavasana, Sthula, and asanas and pranayama and meditation daily. Then you are doing excellent in yoga. Now let us go for meditation. Take deep breath and do Om meditation. Before doing Om, we'll do Soham meditation. Just watch your breath. Before we do meditation, I want to make a comment upon the importance of Hatha Yoga, the asanas, the pranayama, even before meditation. Those who do meditation without pranayama and without asanas, they get into health problems. We are very sorry to declare that our famous Pyramid Spiritual Society founder and guru, the Patriji, is no more. He performed meditation for decades and decades, and he taught meditation for lakhs of people. But he died out of kidney failures. Unfortunately, at the age of 74 also. So to maintain the kidneys, you have to do asanas, Chakra, which was done, possibly he would have lived longer. Because only meditation without asanas and pranayama is not adequate. All aspects are required. Yoganga Anuttamam Sukham, the practicing of yogangas, all different yoga, not just one, not only dhyana. So people like in Pyramid Spiritual Society or Brahma Kumaris, they simply teach dhyana and don't teach asanas or pranayamas. So as a result, the results are not fully satisfactory. Sometimes there will be bad results because asanas and kriyas ensure perfect health. Sukshama ensures perfect fitness, and pranayama ensures perfect health and also perfect concentration and peace of mind. It is not possible by skipping all these things and directly doing so-called dhyana. Because yogangas, all 8 angas are there, not only dhyana. So this is the point I am trying to make you. But we pay homage and our deep condolences to the community of Pyramid Spiritual Society for the great loss of their group, great TK Patri. I had the opportunity to meet him once and I discussed with him about the self, nature of the self. I asked him whether self exists. He said, yes, self exists always, without which there cannot be any mental or physical activity. So that was the only meeting I had with him. He was very jovial, he was very precise in his answers. I wish he lived longer because he has served this humanity, society a lot. Let us go for Soham meditation first and then Om meditation. Observe your breath. Deep breath, deep long breath. So inhalation, hum, exhalation. He and I and he. He, I, he. Nene, nuvu, nuve, nenu. So it's a sure path towards moksha, towards liberation, towards value and dissolve your ego into the super consciousness. Take deep breaths. So out. Deho devaya prokto Jivo Deva Sanaatana Yajed Ajnana Nirmal Soham Bhave. This body, Deho, Devare, Prokta, temple. This Jiva who is saying I, is the Deva, Shiva himself. Jivo Deva Sanatana, Sanatana eternal, infinite. Yajed Ajnana Nirmalyam, remove your ignorance that you are different from him. Soham Bhavena, and do the puja. It's Soham, Hamsa Hamsaya Vidmahe, Paramahamsaya Dhimahe, Tanno Hamsa Prachodaya. Hamsanama Sadashiva. We will be freed from our bondages by this. Finally, we close with the Om. Take long breath and do Om. Apyayantu mamangani Vak pranachakshusrotramaho balamindriyani cha sarvani sarvam brahmopanishadam maham brahma nirakuryam mama brahma niragarot aniragaranam me astu tadatmani nirateya upanishatsu dharmaste mayi santu te mayi santu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti. Shanti. Om. Shanti. 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 Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve santu niramaya. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhave. Sarvastaratu durgani. Sarvo bhadrani pashyatu. Sarvasya buddhimapnoyatu. Sarvasarvatra nandatu. Om sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Om sarvesham shantir bhavatu. Om sarvesham purnam bhavatu. Om sarvesham mangalam bhavatu. Om loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. We will go for the theory class. I will explain you the unit 5, is Sankhya philosophy. Sankhya philosophy was delivered first in the Sankhya Sutras of Kapila. We all know Kapil, the name Kapil, who is the son of Devahuti. And I think so he taught his Sankhya philosophy first to his own mother, Devahuti. And we heard his name in a big way in the Ganga Sagar Sangam, where he is supposed to have lived. And the Ganga was brought to his ashram, where the Sagaraputras were dead as ashes. And by touching the Ganga waters, they became liberated. So this Kapila Muni is the first great philosopher. He is also known as the avatar of Vishnu Narayana. So he is an avatar of Vishnu. Out of the 24 avatars, we know 10 avatars are major, but totally 24 are there. So he delivered the first ever philosophy of Sankhya. The word Sankhya means number. Sankhya means numbers, based on numbers, the theory of numbers. What are those numbers? There are 24 tattvas identified. The Panchabhutas, Pandriyas, Panchatanmatras, Mano, Buddhya, Ahankara, Chitta, and finally Mahat, which is the Prakriti's ultimate power.
Prabhu garu.
So these 4 tattvas were identified. That's why it is called Sankhya theory.
Excuse me, sir. Hello.
Yes.
There's a request, that you come near to the mic.
Okay, now it's okay.
Hello.
Okay now?
Okay.
Yeah. The 24 tattvas, which comprise the entire universe, nature, and beyond nature. That is, if you look at on a broad scale, broad picture, I told you many times in the past also, there is a triputi, there is a triad, or 3 entities. What are those 3 entities? The self, that is I exist. Nobody can say I don't exist. Because if you say I don't exist, then you will ask the question, who is saying that I don't exist? So you cannot say I don't exist, because I am saying, even if I say I don't exist, because I am there, I am able to say I don't exist. So I cannot be non-existing. I am existing always. So that I, that self. And then we have the universe or nature, Prakriti, that we cannot refuse. So the observer and the observed, both are there. Then we also have Ishvara or creator or Purusha in case we accept it. So all the three are the fundamental entities, the triangle. So all different philosophies are explaining only these three. Either they merge into two or merge into one. Like in the case of science, there is no self, there is no Ishvara, only nature, Prakriti, universe exists. So all merge into one, Prakriti, universe. In the case of atheism and science, and in the case, because Prakriti got created by itself, it came into existence by itself, nature, Prakriti, universe, and I don't exist because they just ignore the observer in the classical physics. But in the modern physics, the observer is accepted as fundamental entity who exists. So they accepted two instead of one. Now, in the Advaita Vedanta, the opposite is happening. Jagan Mithya, Brahma Satyam, Jivo, Brahmayanaparaha. There is no universe. Universe is just a manifestation or an illusory appearance of Brahman only, Maya. So Ishvara or Brahman, instead of Ishvara we say Brahman. Jagan Mithya, Brahma Satyam, Jivo, Brahmayanaparaha. This Jiva, I, is no different from Brahman himself, the Shivoham kind of, which we did just now. So the two opposites situation, and the triad, the Traita Siddhantas of interpretation of Vedas by Arya Samaj and others, they accept all the three, Jiva, Prakriti and Ishvara. And in the yoga and Jnana Yoga, and also in Jain and Buddha philosophies, Ishvara doesn't exist and Prakriti doesn't exist. Only I exist. I have everything. I evolve, I manifest the Prakriti. Even in Advaita, three are not there, only one is there. So in Dvaita, only Jiva and Ishvara exist. So all different philosophies, there are, as I told you, around 25 different Siddhantas. They give all these different combinations. Now Sankhya of Kapila gave a theory that Prakriti and Purusha exist. He has ignored the difference between Purusha and Jiva. Both are one and the same according to him. So I exist and the universe exists. That much he has gone. He has not talked of Ishvara. And that is why Sankhya is known as Nirishvara Sankhya. But when Ishvara is brought in, it became Yoga, which is close associate of Sankhya. Sankhya and Yoga are pair, they are together. So Yoga came after Sankhya, Patanjali came after Kapila. There are possibly two Patanjalis. One Patanjali who wrote the grammar commentary to Panini is a later Patanjali. Patanjali who wrote the Yoga Sutras is the earlier Patanjali. And because he is closely connected with Kapila, immediately after Kapila possibly. And the Sankhya philosophy, the Prakriti and Purusha. In fact, Bhagavad Gita is also a Sankhya text. Prakritim Purusham Cheva Vidhi Anadi Ubhavapi Vikarans Gunans Cheva Vidhi Prakriti Sambhavan Karya Karana Kartrutve Hetu Prakriti Uchate Purusha Sukadukhanam Bhoktrutve Hetu. He is telling in the Bhagavad Gita what is Prakriti, what is Purusha. Both are beginningless and endless, they are eternal. Prakritim Purusham Cheva Vidya Anadi Ubhavapi Vikarans Gunans Cheva Vidhi Prakriti Sambhavan. The Vikaras, what are the Vikaras? There are 6 Vikaras: birth, growth, maturity, decay, and death. So the Shadbhava Vikaras, all objects go through this. And these Vikaras are due to Prakriti. And Purusha, Sukhadukhanam Bhoktrutve Hetu, is only feeler, enjoyer, thinker. I, the enjoyer, feeler, thinker, is Purusha. That's why man, Purusha means man, not just ordinary man is the observer entity. So the Prakriti Purusha duality is what is explained in the Sankhya philosophy. Prakriti comprises of Vikaranscha, Gunanscha. What are the gunas? Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Prakriti Sambhavan, Karya, Karana, Kartrutve, Hetu, Prakriti Ruchyate. And Prakriti is the cause of all activities, all actions, all happenings, all events. Karya, Karana, and the causes of those events and actions. Kartrutva, ownership of those events, of actions. Karya, Karana, Kartrutve, Hetu, Prakriti Ruchyate, Purusha, Sukha Dukkhanam, Bhoktrutve, Hetu Ruchyate. Feeler, enjoyer, thinker is Purusha, he is only an observer, enjoyer, experiencer. So, this Prakriti Purusha dichotomy is the main principle in Sankhya theory. And through the yoga practice, it is possible to reach a state of independence from Prakriti. Because as long as you are dependent on Prakriti or merged in Prakriti or identifying with Prakriti, you will have all kinds of problems. So, to realize that you are not in Prakriti, you are Purusha, Asangoyam Purusha. This Purusha is not dependent and not involved and merged in Prakriti, but is independent. To realize this is moksha. Prakriti hai, all this is Prakriti. I am not this body, mind, intellect, all events that happen outside, all horrible things that happen. I am not all this. I am only Purusha. I am independent of Prakriti. To realize this is moksha, according to Sankhya theory. There are two philosophical theories, Satkaryavadi and Asatkaryavadi. Asatkaryavadins say that the effect is a new creation and the effect karya does not pre-exist in the material cause. So when you talk of theory of creation, causation, the Sankhya advocates dualism, two independent realities or spirits, Prakriti and Purusha. In doctrine of Prakriti is based on the theory of causation. The basic question involved in the theory of causation is, does the effect pre-exist in its cause? There is a cause and there is an effect for everything. The question is whether cause is inside the, the effect is inside the cause or it is independent of the cause. So there are two theories, Asatkaryavada and Satkaryavada. Asatkaryavadis say that the effect is new creation and the effect does not pre-exist in the cause. And Satkaryavadis say the opposite. The effect is pre-existing in the cause. I don't know what you will say. You can say whatever you want. So it depends on how you look at it. So the Sankhya says is Asatkaryavadi. That means the effect is not pre-existing in the cause. It is newly created. The followers of Asatkaryavada are also known as Arambhavadis. Production is a new beginning. And Nyaya, Vaiseshika, and Hinayana Buddhism and materialism. Now, materialism believes in Swabhavavada. Hinayana Buddhism is Anitya, Paramanuvada, or Kshanabhanguravada, and Nyaya Vaiseshika, Mimamsa followers accept Nitya, Pramanika, Pramanikaranavada. Satkaryavadins, on the other hand, believe that the effect is not a new creation. It is pre-existing in the cause itself. It is only an explicit manifestation of that which was simply contained in its original material cause. Like a child is a manifestation of the parents. Atmavai putra namasi. You are myself. You tell the child when you are giving the name. It's a manifestation. But the child is independent. Gradually, he becomes so independent that the parents are forgotten, and only the child becomes adult, and he will become the parent also. So these two vadis are there. And another important question is the effect a real transformation or an unreal appearance of its cause? There's a cause and effect. Everything, the whole world is nothing but a cause and effect chain. Is effect an independent thing, or is only a cause being manifested? Like a child is only a manifestation of the parents, or is independent? Those who believe that the effect is a real transformation of its cause are called Parinamavadis. Parinama means real modification, while those who believe that it is an unreal appearance are called Vivartavadis. Vivarta means unreal appearance. The followers of Parinamavada followers are Sankhya and Yoga, Prakriti Parinamavada, and Ramanuja Vedanta, that is Sri Vaishnava, Visishtadvaita Siddhanta, is also Brahma Parinamavada. So you'll be surprised to note that all these different gurus and different philosophers at different times in history, they came out with different theories, and it is all deep philosophy and mathematics type of logical type of thinking, and it is not a blind belief of a religion and ritual. That is a separate thing which was created for masses. For the scholars, it is deep theory of philosophy and logic. And Vivartavadins are Shunyavadins, the Buddhists different Vadis are there, Shunyavadis and Madhyamikavadis. Shunyavadis say that everything is nothing finally, nothingness. Then Vijnanavadins, again, that is another school of Buddhism. And in the Shankara Vedanta also, Vivartavada is there. That means there is no effect at all. It is only the cause. The Brahman himself appears as universe. That is the main difference between Advaita and Visishtadvaita. A lot of people can get confused. Surprisingly, Visishtadvaita and Sankhya and Yoga are on one side, and Advaita and Buddhism, theories of Vijnanavada and Shunyavada on the other side. That's why Adi Shankara was sometimes referred as Prachanna Buddha, Buddha in disguise. So why we are saying that? Because there is a commonality of Vivartavada. That means the manifestation of cause itself is appearing as effect, but the cause is not separately there from effect. So the universe, Jagan Mithya, Brahma Satyam, Jivo, Brahmayana Paraha. Universe is not there. Universe is an effect of the cause, which is Brahman. It is only Brahman which exists in a different form or appears to exist. Actually, the universe does not exist. It appears to exist. This is the philosophy of Vedanta of Advaita. Sankhya believes in Satkaryavada. All material effects are the modifications, Parinama of Prakriti. All material effects are the Parinama, modifications of Prakriti. They pre-exist in the eternal bosom of Prakriti and simply come out of it at the time of creation and return it to at the time of dissolution. As an analogy, we can see now the rainy season has come. All plants will appear from nowhere. All greenery will be there. Green, greener and greenest. That's what you can see. But by the time summer comes, through winter, after winter, then everything disappears. As if it's a desert, it becomes. Again, it starts rainy season. So where did all this go when they disappeared? They were there inside, the same thing, they came out. So that is the logic which Sankhya believes. Sankhya believes in Satkaryavada. All material effects are the modifications, Parinama of Prakriti. They pre-exist in the eternal bosom of Prakriti and simply come out of it at the time of creation and return to it at the time of dissolution. Around 2 billion years is the period of creation. Till now, Avyakta Yaktaya Sarva Prabhavantya Haragame, the beginning of Brahma's day, the creation, all manifest forms
get expressed from the unmanifest, avyakta. Avyakta vyaktaya sarvaha prabhavanti aharagame ratyagame viliyante tatraiva avyakta sanyake nature prabhavati. At the end of creation, they all go back into the avyakta, unmanifest, and they remain like that till the next cycle of creation starts. This is pulsating universe theory, the Big Bang, and then again going back and again come Big Bang and coming out. There is neither new production nor utter destruction. The production means development of manifestation or manifestation, avirbhava, and destruction means envelopment or dissolution, tirobhava. Tirobhava means returning back, avirbhava means coming forward. So the Sankhya theory is based on Satkaryavada, and all material effects are the modifications, parinama of Prakriti. They pre-exist in the eternal bosom of Prakriti and simply come out of it at the time of creation and return into it at the end of creation. Dissolution. Production means development or manifestation. Destruction means envelopment or dissolution. So what is Prakriti? The theory of causation held by Sankhya philosophy leads to the concept of Prakriti, which is the root cause of all world of objects. Karya, Karana, Kartrutva, Hetu, Prakriti, Richate. All worldly objects are latent in the uncaused cause. That is important. Uncaused cause. All worldly objects are latent. It is the potentiality of nature, the receptacle and nurse of all generation. Potentiality of nature, receptor. That's why we call it Mother Nature. Mataji, Amma. As uncaused cause, it is called Prakriti, as the first principle of the universe. It is called Pradhana, as unmanifested state of all effects. Pradhana is known as Avyakta, as extremely subtle and imperceptible. Normal Hinduism, they worship Mataji as Kali or whatever, as if he is a human being. It is not a human being. This is Prakriti. Whole universe, whole nature is what we are discussing. So we are calling it Mother because all universe is latently impregnant in that, existing in the Prakriti. They just come out and go back. And it is also called imperceptible or known by only reduction as the unintelligent and unconscious principle. It is called Jada, Jada Prakriti, and as even active unlimited power, it is called Shakti, unlimited power, Shakti. It is not just a human depiction which we see in temples. It is unlimited power of creation of nature. Nobody can say nature does not exist. Nobody can say creation does not exist. Motion is inherent in its form of rajas. Evolution is the explicit manifestation of this world of objects, and dissolution is the returning of all this world to Prakriti back. Sankhya believes that consciousness cannot be regarded as a source of inanimate world, as Vedanta and Mahayana believe. Because an intelligent principle cannot transform itself into the unintelligent world. On the other hand, the material atoms of physical elements cannot be regarded as the cause of the world, as Charvakas, Nyayikas, and Vaiseshikas, Jains, and Hinayana Buddhists, and Mimamskas believe. Because they cannot explain the subtle products of matter like intellect, mind, and ego, which are different from the pure consciousness which belong to the Purusha alone and are regarded as internal objects. Material origin of atoms given in the Vaiseshika will not be able to explain the existence of intellect, mind, intelligence. Therefore, the Sankhya alone takes a stand that Purusha, the intelligent principle, is different from the Prakriti. Prakriti is said to be the unity of all three gunas, held by equilibrium. This universe is an equilibrium of the three gunas, sattva, rajas, and tamas. Any one of them goes, it collapses. All the three are combinedly balancing this universe. This is what is called Ojas Shakti, which maintains the form and shape of the universe as we see. If the Ojas Shakti is depleted, then the Trigunas will fall apart, the universe will get dissolved. Resolution. Prakriti is said to be the unity of the three gunas and in equilibrium stage. Gunanam samyavastha, equilibrium, samyavastha. Guna means quality, secondary, or strand of a rope. The three gunas are sattva, rajas, and tamas. They are the constituents of Prakriti, and through them, all the worldly objects are created, sustained, and dissolved. They are subtle and imperceptible, and their existence is inferred only from their effects. Of course, some people in Mahesh Yogi's university, they gave a theory that the sattvatrons, rajastrons, and tamastrons are the fundamental particles which exist. They can only be seen from their effects, and they cannot be seen directly. Although they are called gunas, yet they are not ordinary qualities or attributes. They themselves possess qualities like lightness, activity, heaviness. They are extremely fair, fine, and ever-changing elements. They are not the qualities which a Prakriti possesses. Sattva, rajas, tama iti guna prakriti sambhava nibaddhanti mahabaho dehe dehanama vyayam. Atra sattvam nirmalatvat prakashakamanayam sukhasangena badhnati jnana sangena chan. Rajo ragatmakam vidhi trishna sanga samudbhavam karma sangena badhnati tamastva jnanajam vidhi mohanam sarvadehinam pramadalasya nidradhistan nibaddhati. So the Bhagavad Gita is basically a Sankhya text which explained the Trigunas in Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga, a full chapter dedicated to this. What is the time? How much time we have, Babu Garu? Lalita ji, how much time we have still?
It's over, sir. 7:31.
Okay, we close now. We'll continue tomorrow with the description of Purusha.
Okay, if anybody has any important questions, pertinent questions, they can raise their hand. Otherwise, we will ask C.C. Babu Garu to recite the Janaganmana. Okay, two people have raised their hand.
Yeah, what are questions?
Namaste, sir.
Yes.
Just with reference to the definition of yoga, we usually say the union of Jivatma with Paramatma.
Yes.
But instead of that, isn't it more accurate to say it is of Viyoga, separation of Purusha from Prakriti to realize the nature of self?
You can say that, but they don't use that word, yoga.
Okay.
Yoga has got any
Because,
definition.
yeah, if
Different.
we can only separate ourselves from these elements like of Tanmatras, Panchama, Mahabhutas and all these, then only we can experience the nature of the true self. So I think from that we can just go into the union of Jivatma from Paramatma.
Yeah, both are same. Actually, Bhagavad Gita has defined yoga as dukkha, samyoga, viyoga. The word yoga which you have used, you are not first person use. It is already used in Gita.
Yes,
so,
sir, I heard that. Yes, yes.
Dukkha, samyoga, viyogam, yoga sanjitam.
Mm.
So yoga is defined as that which will forgive viyoga from dukkha, and dukkha is because of sangha or purusha with prakriti, the gunas and the karya, karya, kartrutva. So that way you are right, and that's what Gita has also said. But so, in general, we can't say viyoga in place of yoga because everybody will get confused.
True. But I mean, in the practical application of like how you go about.
Yes, that's what exactly it is. That Sankhya, Asangoyam Purushaha, yes, the last sutra of Sankhya is detachment from Prakriti is liberation. Good.
Thank
Okay,
you.
next.
ఉమారామన్ గారు.
Yes.
నమస్తే అండి, ప్రభు గారు బాగున్నారు, చాలా బాగా చెప్పారు. ఇప్పుడు కపిల్ ముని, పతంజలి వీళ్ళందరూ ఏ యుగం వాళ్ళండి? త్రేతాయుగం వాళ్ళ, ద్వాపర యుగం వాళ్ళ?
అది నేను ఎగ్జాక్ట్ గా చెప్పలేను. అంటే ఇప్పుడు పతంజలి బహుశా అంటే ఇద్దరు పతంజలిలు ఉన్నారు. పాణిని తర్వాత వచ్చిన పతంజలి డెఫినెట్ గా కలియుగం అండి. సో కపిలుడి తర్వాత వచ్చిన పతంజలి బహుశా ద్వాపరయుగం అయి ఉండొచ్చు. అంటే దాని హిస్టరీ అంతా డిగప్ చేయాలి. యాక్చువల్లీ కపిల ఎక్కడున్నాడు, ఏం చేశాడు, మొదట్లో బీహార్ లో ఉన్నాడని, గౌతముడు బీహార్ వాడని, తర్వాత గౌతముడు ఆంధ్రాకి వచ్చాడని ఉంది అది. అట్లాగే కపిలుడి you have to dig up in the Puranas to find out exact. Definitely they are not recent.
సగరపుతులు ఉద్ధరించడం అయిందంటే త్రేతాయుగంతో రిలేటెడ్ అనిపిస్తున్నారు కదా రామాయణం.
సగర చక్రవర్తి కపిలుడు అంతా, సగర చక్రవర్తి కృతయుగమా త్రేతాయుగం కంటే పూర్వమే. సగరుడు వీళ్ళందరి సూర్యవంశ రాజులకు పూర్వీకుడు కదా.
రెండో క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటంటే, ఓకే థ్యాంక్ యూ. రెండో క్వశ్చన్,
భాగవతం స్టడీ చేస్తే మీకు ఈ 24 అవతారాలు దొరుకుతుందిలో కపిలుడు కూడా దొరుకుతుంది.
సెకండ్ క్వశ్చన్, మీరు సుభాష్ పత్రి గారి గురించి చెప్పారు. అతను మెయిన్లీ మెడిటేషన్ మీద ఫోకస్ చేసేవారు ఎక్కువ అని. అంటే మీరు ఇందాక చెప్పి నాకు సమంగా వినపడలేదు.
అంటే బాడీ ఆయన కిడ్నీస్ పూర్తిగా పోయినాయి, డౌన్ అయిపోయి. ఆ కిడ్నీస్ అంత భయంకరమైన పరిస్థితికి ఎందుకు వచ్చాయంటే, నా ఉద్దేశంలో హఠయోగా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తుంటే అంత భయంకరమైన పరిస్థితి రాకపోయింది అంత తొందరగా. ఆయన మరీ ఎక్కువ గొప్ప ఏజ్ ఏం లేదు, 74. హఠయోగా ప్రాక్టీస్
మూడింటికి రిలేషన్ ఒకసారి చెప్పండి. యోగాసన్, ప్రాణాయామ్ అండ్ మెడిటేషన్ సీక్వెన్స్ లో ఎందుకు ఉండాలి? ఇందాక
ఇవన్నీ కూడా ఇండిపెండెంట్ అంగాస్. ఆసన, ప్రాణాయామ, ధ్యాన ఇవన్నీ యోగ అష్టాంగాల్లో ఉన్నాయి కదా, ఒక్కొక్కటి సెపరేట్ గా ఉన్నాయి కదా. సో అందులో ఒకటే పట్టుకుని మిగిలిన వదిలిపెట్టేస్తే ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ కరెక్ట్. అన్ని చేస్తేనే ఓవరాల్ ఎఫెక్ట్ వస్తుంది. ఇప్పుడు క్రియాస్ యోగా, హఠయోగాల్లో కూడా క్రియాస్ చేయకుండా ఇప్పుడు అందరూ బికే సాయం గారు వీళ్ళందరూ ఓన్లీ ఆసనాస్ నేర్పిస్తారు, ఏం నేర్పిస్తారు. బికాస్ దే డోంట్ టీచ్ క్రియాస్, దే డోంట్ నో దెమ్సెల్ఫ్. సో క్రియాస్ చేయకపోతే హెల్త్ ఉండదు, బాడీ ప్యూరిఫికేషన్ ఉండదు లోపల. కిడ్నీస్ ఇప్పుడు డయాలసిస్ చేశారు ఆయనకి, డయాలసిస్ చేసి చివరికి డయాలసిస్ కుదరదని చెప్పేశారు. నాకు మొన్ననే తెలిసింది, నాకు సండే నాడే నాకు తెలిసింది ఆయన పోతాడని అందరు చెప్పారు. సో ఎందుకంటే డయాలసిస్ కూడా పనిచేయదు, డాక్టర్స్ చెప్పేశారు ఇంక బతకడానికి. సో డయాలసిస్ కి ఈక్వలెంట్ మనకి శంఖ ప్రక్షాళన ఉందన్నమాట. అట్లాగే క్రియాస్ ఉన్నాయి, ఆసనాస్ స్ట్రాంగ్, కిడ్నీస్ స్ట్రాంగ్ గా మెయింటైన్ చేయొచ్చు. నేను అన్నది ఏంటంటే ఆయన ఇవన్నీ చేస్తూ ఉంటుంటే ధ్యానం ఒకటే కాకుండా అప్పుడు ఆయనకి ఎక్కువ రోజులు బతికేవాడు అంటాను, అంతకంటే.
Namaskar, sir.
Yes, namaste.
Namaskar, sir. Actually, I have one comment and one question. Actually, you mentioned about Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. His transcendental meditation, that good diagram has seen that there will be long waves when we perceive the world as Sattva, Tama. It is a very turbulent state of mind. And with transcendental meditation, gradually that wave will reduce the amplitude of the wave. And when it becomes completely serene, one gets merged with the pure consciousness. They tell like that. And then there will be no Sattva, Tama.
So what are those brain waves?
Those waves actually, this is the turbulence in mind. All the time mind is
It's only theoretical, it's not. In electroencephalograph, EEG, only alpha, beta, theta, gamma are the brainwave, electrical activity of the brain.
Yeah.
Okay, their alpha activity, they showed that in meditation you can reach alpha activity, relaxed awareness. So that's all. This is only a theory that brainwaves are there and not there. There is no proof. See, no doubt when the mind becomes totally calm is good, but that doesn't mean the gunas have come to an end outside. The outside world goes on, right?
Sir, another thing is about this outside world only. There is a new thought, especially with the advent of modern physics. This kind of thing has come. There are people, say in IIT, my friends are there, some of them. They gone beyond all these, they even gone all the beyond all the philosophies, and they think that the outer world is the one, and they're very happy. I mean, Trivida Dukkha, they don't have Dukkha, they're happy in their high salary or after that pension is getting, and they enjoy physics, and physics is the only reality. Can it be called as a new theory called physicism? Sometime like that.
See,
But they have as if transcended all sorrows, and they think that whole
it's
universe.
impossible. It's impossible to transcend also. It's a big lie.
At a particular point of time, they will get a shock, isn't it? Because they
I
got
don't
a
believe.
shock twice. I tell you
I
why.
don't believe. No. I don't believe at all that there is somebody who has transcended all sorrows. It is not possible. It is a lie. And a fellow who drinks, she will also say, I have transcended all sorrows.
No, the physicists got to twice shock. One is that theory of relativity. Where the Newtonian physics tell that everything can be predicted with the if you know the position and velocity of all the particles, you can predict the whole universe. Then they got shocked twice. One is theory of relativity, another is the quantum mechanics. Quantum mechanics, they got totally shocked actually, that how those experimental results, the experimental results they got different.
We'll discuss in person. I don't think this is a long discussion. It is not possible here. We'll discuss in person.
Okay.
Any other person, or shall we close?
We'll close. Let's have Janaganamana. CC Babu garu.
Yeah. जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्ज्वल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय जय
Thanks, Andy.